Creek Podcast COVID edition Deuce. So, Austin, you've just keep going from bad to worse. Quarantine's really killing you. Jordan, you're holding up pretty
I can
well.
do a lot more push-ups now than I ever could before. I can say that.
Ugh, you and that push-up challenge.
I can throw this football over that mountain.
And as always, we're joined by probably one of the most, I think you and Chris Farrell probably have the most amount, maybe Sean Polk from Tailwaters, but you are definitely one of the most, let's see, what is the word I'm looking for?
Regular guests.
Regular guests. There we go. On the podcast. So thanks, JT, for joining us again.
Hey, you're welcome, man. I think this quarantine may kill all of us. Me and my wife were laughing the other day. I saw a meme that said, I'm not sure which group to join when this is all over first, Weight Watchers or AA.
Oh, it's been rough, that's for sure.
Just keep on going, man.
I've drank entirely too much whiskey in the past month.
I'm drinking right now.
What's wrong with that, buddy?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
been
had
rough.
6 beers already today, ate a whole pizza and took a nap.
Yeah, I made chicken spaghetti and went to Walmart.
Man, brave. Venturing to Walmart.
Yeah.
That place has to have the COVID.
Yeah, like you're concerned about hanging out, but you're not concerned about the foulest place on earth.
We hung out though.
Once.
Yeah, one time. Social distancing, man. Yeah, one time. So, how did your little April duck scouting mission go today?
Me?
Yeah, on Lake Tawakoni.
Oh, no, remember I was just looking, so we moved, and
To Quinlan.
yeah, Whew.
You're taking up meth.
Yeah,
Yep.
might as well at this point. I mean, look at me, I'm falling apart already.
Might as well, right?
So there's a boat ramp real close to our house now. Oh my God, let me turn this thing off. Apparently everybody knows I'm awake now. There's a boat ramp real close to our house. It's closed because the whole park's closed, and it's not because of COVID. It's because the lake level's too high. So I kind of went exploring to find another place to launch that isn't 8 miles away on the lake. There's not one.
Oh well.
I mean, but an 8 mile run, we were running 10 at other lake.
Leaky Creek can do that, so your boat definitely can do it. So, What about you, JT? How's your COVID quarantine been going?
Man, I have made a whole bunch of arrows. I
Yeah.
have tinkered with my bow a bunch, and I was so bored that I went turkey hunting. But we didn't even hear a gobble. And yeah, it's just not been too eventful, man. Just hanging out with the kids, and I put a new feed. Well, I filled my feeder up the other day. I've got a bunch of pigs coming in, so I probably need to go shoot one of those here pretty quick.
Sounds about like us.
Yeah, we built a big old pig trap.
Yeah, we're definitely. That was awesome. That was a good pig trap we built. So, yeah, we've been pretty much in the same boat. I mean, at least for me, I haven't done. I mean, I went out with these boys on Friday, and we built that pig trap and tried to call some coyotes in. But other than that, I've done a little bit of fishing, but I haven't even done much of that because of the rain. So, been rather uneventful.
Yeah, it's like for fishing, it's like every time it warms up a little bit, then we get like cold rain and a cold front 2 days later. And
Ridiculous.
so you're going from cold water to muddy cold water to warm water, and then right back to muddy cold water again.
Yep, pretty much.
So, I guess it's that weird time of the year where I feel like we're in between. Like, it's turkey season, no doubt, and I definitely like to hunt turkeys, but I think JT, you said it best. It was just kind of like you got bored enough to hunt turkeys. This is my time of year that I have to build goodwill with my wife and kind of save up for the impending September through February 1st run that we make every year. So that's really what I've been in the middle of doing, trying to check off honeydews and get little things and projects and chores done so that come September I can be like, I'm out.
Yeah, I had to cancel my elk hunt. Now I'm super sad. I was telling you the other day. So I'm going to lineman school, changing careers after 12 years. Going to lineman school, and graduation's in August. And basically all my buddies who are linemen told me, hey, if you think you're getting a job right out of school, you're not going elk hunting this year. And I had planned on burning 6 points in Colorado. So I pulled my application right before the deadline, and I had a buddy who was putting in for it with me, and I feel like a complete asshole because we had planned this hunt for like a year. But it's kind of one of those things. I figured it would be better for us to pull them before we wasted our points than to like us draw it and then me just like not be able to go.
That would suck.
Yeah, so
I mean, I
it
can
does
probably
suck.
pass for you, JT. So, I mean, if you still, I mean, we both have blue eyes. We have beards. You have a better beard than me, but I feel like I could pull it off.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to be able to pull it right before the deadline, so I got a point this year. But honestly, looking at Colorado's numbers, they had like 20,000 more people apply for a tag this year than last year.
Great.
So like last year, 20,000 more people applied for points, but this year 20,000 more people applied for actual hunt.
Great.
And it was something like 3,000 more people applied for elk. So it's like this year I thought was going to be kind of maybe a down year, like guys are wanting to keep their money, but apparently not at all.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought as well. So,
Yeah.
boys, we're going on a first rifle hunt next year. Seems like.
So, sorry for bringing you bad news.
So JT, you probably know this. So I put in for Colorado, and let's just pretend I don't get drawn. So let's say that next year that the three of us, because I know you have points in Colorado, but so Jordan and Austin, who have no points in Colorado, and me, all put in our party application. Does that mean that we get to use my points, which would mean that we would draw, or?
Nope, you'd be putting them with 0 if they don't have any.
Okay.
That's what I thought.
Each state's different. So like Wyoming, so we'll just say like 2 people put in together. Let's say one person has 3 points, one person has 0 points. In Wyoming, you would go into the draw with 1.5 points. But Colorado, it's the person with the least number of points. Yep.
Can you buy a point in Colorado?
Well, you could have about 2 weeks ago.
How much is it just to buy a point?
You still have to buy the $80 hunting license,
Okay.
the
so you
small
still-
game license. So
What about this?
it's about $100 once it's all said and done.
Yeah.
But Colorado is one of those states that you definitely need to be getting a point for at least mule deer. Like elk, I would go ahead and get one because by the time you buy the $80 license, I mean, you know, it's like 10 or $15 to buy a point. But I mean, mule deer is one of those. I mean, you can go on a mule deer hunt every 2 or 3 years with a legit chance of seeing a 200-inch buck. So I mean, I definitely would be putting them for at least mule deer points. And since they're taking away a lot of the over-the-counter elk hunts, you know, that whole like southwestern side of the state, like by Durango, there were a bunch of units in that area that used to be over the counter, and they made them draw hunts this year for archery. So it's kind of one of those things, man. I have so many points in so many different states right now that one of these days I'm going to draw a really good tag, but we'll see. I don't know. The only thing I actually put in for in Colorado this year was goat and sheep.
Goat.
Mountain goat.
Yo, no, I know. I'm
Not a
not.
fan of the goats?
No, I am. I just understand the logistics, the financing, and the points behind it. And I just
Well, if you can draw one in Colorado, it's not that bad. It's like $2,500, $2,600 for a tag. That's a
yeah.
lot better than the 12 grand to go to Alaska.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's the deal. Is it's so far down my list of.
Things to do.
I'm a commoner, so I've other things that you and multiple other people already killed that I want to kill first. By the time I got to a goat,
Yeah.
let's just circle back to elk.
Yeah, that, like, I mean, like, that's how it normally goes. Like, you know, you kill a big old elk, maybe a couple of them, some mule deer, stuff like that. Then, like, you just kind of go down the list of what you actually want to go hunt after. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For sure. Well, that's one thing with like elk. It's like I doubt I ever kill another bull as big as my New Mexico bull. So it's like until I draw an Arizona tag, like I'd kind of just rather go hunt mule deer or try to go on a bear hunt, stuff
Yeah.
like that. So I think if I could draw an Arizona tag or a Utah tag or a Nevada tag one of these days, then I think I could possibly kill a bigger bull. But
Have you seen some big bulls on where you go mule deer hunting in Arizona?
we didn't see any elk where we were. I think the elk were in the northern part of the unit from everybody I've talked to. That Arizona hunt's fun, man. I think that I might need to do that next year, especially after this quarantine.
Yeah, that's one I've been wanting to do since you talked to me about that one. Is Arizona in January? So I think it would be an awesome hunt. Now it's bow
Yeah.
only, right?
It's what now?
It's archery only.
Yeah, it's archery only, over the counter. It's like you have to have a Arizona license, which is like $160. And then after that, you just have to have the tag, which is over the counter. It's
So like
It's like $300 or something like that.
So for
But
450.
yeah,
So that's
I mean,
not too bad.
we went out there. I killed a good 4-point for $450. Can't really beat that.
No.
Mm-mm.
So
And a good fun time.
Hey,
Oh,
might
yeah.
be talked into that if all our other plans fall apart.
Yes. Yes. What about you, Beardy? You coming? Maybe we do a hook and arrow and Stormwater Creek mule deer hunt this year.
if I go back, I'm chasing coos deer though. Just so you know.
Okay. I'm sure you could talk either one of those boys into that too.
those
Whatever.
little Labrador-sized whitetail.
Yeah.
I shoot those in South Texas as well.
They're so small, man. We were sitting there glassing. We found like 8 does on this one little ridge, and God, they're tiny. They're little bitty shits.
Yeah.
They're hard to see though. They really are. They call them the gray ghost, and I understand why, man. You'll be sitting there looking at them on a tripod, and you'll take your eyes away to look somewhere, and you'll go back to your binos and can't even see the damn thing. Then all of a sudden it twitches an ear or something. You're like, oh, there it is.
Oh,
It hadn't moved.
that's crazy. So, kind of what was your, how did your hunting season? I don't think we've talked since everything ended.
This
What's
season sucked, man.
Yeah. Just,
I had. I hope you're cutting out on me. You there?
I'm not talking.
Oh, my computer was skipping a little bit. Yeah, this season kind of sucked. I had a buck coming into my feeder that I severely underjudged. I thought he was like, 145-inch buck. He was a cool deer, and I was going to shoot him if he walked in, but I didn't really bust my butt to kill him. And my grandpa ended up shooting him. He scored like 165 almost.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
I think it was like 164. So, yeah, after that deer got killed, I kind of put me in a bad mood just because I had no other bucks that I was like really trying to kill. And then here in Parker County at my shop, like I literally did not get a picture of a 120-inch 8-point this year. Like it was the worst year we've ever had probably since Dad's owned that place the last 20 years. Like I didn't see anything. I got 0 pictures of a shooter. I hunted actually more this year than I probably have in the past, 4 or 5 seasons there. And like I didn't see a shooter. I had some little 6 points come in. I saw deer every single time I sat. I mean, I even went so far as to say, well, they're not coming to corn because of acorns. And I actually hunted a trail, like where a couple of trails came together for like 3 weeks and just hunted the trail. And I had bucks chasing does past me. I had does passing me every day. And I saw deer every single sit. But man, there was not a shooter on our place this year. And it was super weird. And the next door neighbors kind of said the same thing. Like they didn't have anything worth shit on camera. So it was weird, man. It was a strange season.
Bumper crop next year, then,
I don't know.
Right?
I didn't even see anything like up and coming this year. It was just like, I don't know. It was strange. It was definitely a weird year. But I'm hoping now that I'm running a feeder year round, maybe I'll get. They also had just put a pipeline in the front of my dad's place and over in the neighbor's place. So I'm thinking that maybe that pipeline had something to do with it because they had guys out there working all the time and, big machines and kind of one of those deals. Maybe the deer just kind of got bumped a couple of miles away, but they'll be back.
You got to think they will.
Well, I put a camera on that feeder this week and I had 9 deer in there at once, like 2 days after I put it up. So
That's nice.
of course they've all dropped horns and you can see little nubs already starting to grow, but I don't know what they are, but at least there's a bunch of deer back in there.
Got to take the good with the bad, right?
Yeah,
Oh.
for sure.
Hello.
Hi there. Your special guest, Max. He's like, why are you pointing that thing at me? Well, we've just been working on pigs lately. That's been the biggest thing for us. And last year, as far as the season goes, was freaking awesome. We all killed deer and all killed a bunch of ducks. Both those boys killed turkeys last year and killed some pigs, and it was a relatively good year for us.
Killed 2 Neil guy.
Oh, yeah, I remember you went on nilgai hunt. That's awesome.
Yeah, I shot 2 of them last year.
How's that meat supply coming?
Huh?
How's that meat supply coming?
They ain't short.
Still pretty stacked up. Well, that's good. Jordan, what's been going on with you, man? You're awfully quiet.
Oh, sitting here listening to JT in his last season. But, for me, just going to work and back, man.
Every day, another dollar, right?
Oh, yeah. And this weather has been kind of keeping me from going out to chase turkey.
Yeah.
Thing,
It's like every Saturday has been like shitty weather. It's like all week's been good.
and
Yep, it's killed our motivation, or at least mine.
Saturday's been my open day to hunt. And then, you just don't want to go. Like, I like to hunt turkey, but I think Austin said it best. I'm not going to go sit out in cold rain under a tree just to shoot a turkey. Maybe shoot a turkey.
No.
Yeah, if I got nothing to do, it's a nice Saturday, like kind of like it was today, at least over here. I'll go one around chase turkey. There was worse things to do. But when the forecast says 60% chance of rain and all this, no, man.
Mm-mm.
I've been having to deal with a bunch of house stuff too, like mowing the back 40. I've been neglecting that. Had
Oh, God.
I got a bunch of trees back there that need to be taken care of. Got to put the travel trailer back together so it can be ready for adventures this summer.
Yes. Where are we going to go that's fun to duck hunt with? And is JT coming with us?
I'll go duck hunting with y'all.
Let's go.
Exciting.
I'll be rocking my old Remington Super Mag 12 gauge that I have that pump. 870 Express, I think is what it is.
That's what I
Absolutely.
shoot.
That's what my wife hunts with, my old 870.
Yeah.
You ain't going to break it, that's for sure.
Dude, that thing's a tank.
Yeah. Mine's spray painted camouflage. because I threw it in the lake too many times and it rusted, so I buffed it down and painted it.
Nice.
Top.
I sold my 10 gauge this year, so I can't bring it. I used to have a Remington SP10, one of those gas operated semi-autos. Dude, that was the sweetest shotgun ever made. It weighed 30 pounds, and so when you shot it, it felt like a freaking 410. Yeah, dude, it did not kick at all. But it was so heavy that you could barely hold it on target.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
yeah. So where are we gonna go duck hunt that we've never duck hunted before? Besides to walk anywhere you scouted today.
Mexico.
Mexico.
Dude, that'd be a cool hunt.
I'm cool with that. I'm probably going back to Mexico in November
To the beach?
to the beach.
That don't count. What we need to do is go to Hawaii.
I was there, last year before?
Yeah.
To go kill Axis?
Yeah, I want to go take my bow and kill Axis.
I got a buddy who lives there.
Yeah,
I wanna
that would be
kill an Axis
fun.
real bad.
But that would be a long ways to fly to go
Yeah.
kill an Axis. When
8 hours.
We have them like just south of here.
Yeah, right out the door.
And it's expensive no matter how you cut it. Because when we were there, I went down a rabbit hole, and I could have done it, but I would have had to take a puddle jumper to the island and this and that. And yeah, I agree with you. It'd be super fun, but it gets pricey for a deer that's 200 miles from here already.
Yeah.
Especially like when the other day my dad sent me pictures on his place. He had 2 fallow deer at his feeder on his low fence place. They just showed up.
Nice.
That's
Dude,
pretty awesome.
I did elk shape camp, with Dan Staten the other day when Bynum was in town.
Yeah.
And Cole Beasley, Dallas Cowboys ex-receiver,
Yep.
his brother was at camp. And he was showing us pictures from Cole's low fence, their family ranch down in South Texas. And it's a low fence place. And dude, just giant axes, fallow, just everything. Just all low fence. There were some pretty badass pictures.
Running around. Yeah, that'd be awesome to get a chunk of piece of property out there where you could just, God knows what's going to wander up to your feeder.
Oh yeah.
Somebody turns some elk loose or something like that. You're on a whitetail hunt. Here comes an elk. You're like, oh,
They don't get turned loose. They break loose.
break
Yeah.
loose, turn loose, fence cut, whatever.
There-
That guy there's that guy who's just north of here that turned all those aoudad loose
They
that are
broke
running around,
Where at?
north
Up,
side of Louisville.
yeah, north side of Louisville.
Really? I never heard about that. That's crazy.
Yeah, they were telling us you see a goat, you shoot it, or sheep, whatever.
There's a bunch of places in Texas with free range aoudad. There's a herd of them out by Palo Pinto Lake, I've heard. And then I have a cousin who has a bunch of free range ones up by Childress. And then you go out further west and they're all out there.
Yeah.
So they're pretty plentiful in different spots, but I think that would be a fun hunt to
For
go
sure.
kill one of those. It'd be hard with a bow though.
Yeah,
Yep.
just rifle hunt that sucker.
David Frisbee has that place that he always goes to out there and kills them goats and sheep. Somewhere in West Texas. I don't know where it's at. Somewhere down by maybe it's somewhere down by Amistad or somewhere way the hell out west.
Yeah,
doesn't
he's always
like
shooting big.
Poor.
What's that?
He doesn't like us because we're poor.
True story, bro.
That's a factual statement he made.
That's a factual statement he made. Oh, Lord.
Hashtag hunt real deer.
Oh,
I am-
God.
I'm very glad to be done with that and behind all that nonsense. So
Oh, no kidding, man.
Yep.
That one rubbed me the wrong way too. The hunt real deer thing. And I don't even like high fence whitetail, but it was just the fact that a hunting organization is taking a huge segment of hunters that their money goes into Pittman and Robertson just like everybody else's. They buy ammo, they buy guns, they buy hunting stuff. And they're just like taking that whole segment of hunters and shitting on them.
Yeah.
That was the problem I had.
Yeah,
There's a
And-
lot of
and-
confusion surrounding it.
and that's the
Oh.
thing.
And I talked to Abe about this, and I understand it was more of like the whole CWD,
Yeah.
like having them all there together. But if that was the way they really wanted it portrayed, it wouldn't have talked about hunting deer. It would have just been talking about the breeding of the deer.
Yeah. There were clearly some things that could have been handled differently. Like I said, the message itself, what they were trying to accomplish, and I mean, I guess I can include us in that because we were part of it at the time, but was not at all trying to divide that. But it's just, I mean, to me, it's just once again a portrayal of how BHA just, at the top doesn't know how to handle and work with things that aren't, whatever they want to do. If it's, pint nights and,
I got
get people to sign up. So I'm super glad, and talking to some of the guys that are still involved, the same nonsense is still going on with HQ. I mean, you listen to them on the podcast, like we talked about, JT, on the podcast with Aaron Snyder. And it's just, I don't know. I just still think it's kind of they're still just kind of, they just don't get it, and how their actions affect other people. But we could go down.
Well, they're just douchebags, and they don't think that they're douchebags. That's the problem. In a nutshell.
In a nutshell.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Deal with
You know?
controversy either. That's the other problem. Instead of like sticking to their guns and being like, oh, this, they're just like, oh no, that's fuck that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you could even tell on the podcast with Aaron that both those guys think they're hot shit. And
Yeah.
Money hand over fist. They make tons of money hand over fist.
Yeah, that's because they get everybody to give them money and then just get the members to do shit for them for free.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
That's the one thing though that like I think that the members of BHA for the most part are awesome people. Like
Oh,
they're
sure.
they're in it for the greater good. But the problem is they don't understand how stupid the people at the top are.
Exactly.
hmm
We got a
in the
healthy
middle.
dose of that.
My wife just texted me. Y'all will get a kick out of this. I'm super sad right now. My wife just texted me. That deer that you had on the smoker is still out there. I had a rack of like those lollipops, like a back strap, the ribs still on it.
Mhm.
Okay.
Well, I put those on the smoker. The last time I checked it, it was at like 97 degrees. That was 3 hours ago because I completely forgot that it was on there. And so I guarantee you it is completely just burnt to a crisp now.
Oh,
And
no.
probably not edible. And I'm so sad.
Austin and I did that with
I was cooking that while we were making burgers.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Austin and I did that with some backstrap trying to make
Yeah.
Trumpo tacos. Basically tacos al pastor.
Yeah.
And started drinking and podcasting, and we're like, oh God,
Yeah, it was crisp. It was charcoal.
charcoal.
Yeah, that's how this one's going to be for sure because it was at least 3 hours ago when I checked it last, and it was already at like 97 or 99 degrees internal. So,
Ooh.
yeah.
Maybe your fire went out. That could be your only saving grace.
It's an electric smoker.
Oh, well, never mind.
Yeah,
then.
yep, it's going to be crispy.
The benefits of that. So I've had that happen a couple times where you just forget something's on and you're like, oh God. It's never fun. Totino's
for
pizza
sure.
rolls. Well,
I've never forgot about a pizza roll, mind you. Look at me.
Yeah.
I'm a giant piece of trash.
So what do you boys think about this pig trap that we put together?
I'm excited about it.
I think we did a real good job. I was gonna go out there today and fiddle with that cell camera, but everything was just so flooded out there.
Yeah. I mean, it rained pretty hardcore over here, so
We got nothing over here.
it
But-
rained hard over here.
But watching that radar today, it was all just sitting right over east of Dallas.
And you haven't gotten any pictures since us walking around there. And
I got all the pictures of me kicking the feeder on.
yeah,
So
that was it.
the service is bumping in and out.
Okay.
So I mean, who knows? I might get some anytime.
Probably. Yeah, just all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going through there on Friday, so I'm gonna see if I can't get one.
Are you gonna close the gates?
Yeah. I mean, if you guys think I should, I'll check the one that's in the trap and see if there's any pigs coming in there at all. If there's pigs coming in there at all, I'll close them. If not,
You'll know because it'll be tore up and all the corn will be gone.
Exactly.
How's your trap triggered?
It's a squeeze.
So they just push their way in?
Yeah. But we wired it open to let them start eating and hanging out,
Yeah. If you're wanting to catch a bunch of them at once, what I've seen guys do on those, is it like the one where the gate raises up and they can just push their way in it, or is it one where they squeeze?
It's like this. So this is a scraper.
There you go. Yeah. So like the figure 9 or whatever they call it way. So they just push their way into the deal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. I was gonna say if it was one of those that actually has a gate on it, you can like use a rope or something and make yourself a trigger at the very back of the trap.
Yeah.
And you'll get 5 or 6 of them to come in there first before it drops. And then if any more want to come in, they can push their way in. But
Yeah, we're gonna try this. I mean, we can. The great thing about these squeeze traps are so low tech is we can modify it. We'll do it whatever we want,
Yeah.
heck yeah.
We can wedge
Sure.
a guillotine in there, whatever. Wedge a stick in there with a piece of cable, like you said, toward the back behind the feeder. So
Mhm.
this is
I'm partial to the guillotine door just because I think it's like,
Just because you like saying guillotine.
yeah, it's one of the only big words I can say correctly. So
Yeah.
I just like them because it being set and you like letting it soak are the exact same thing. Pigs don't know a difference, So I feel like you can kind of not have anything change in the appearance and the, kind of the feel of the trap, and then have them kind of wander in there. But I think the next one we build, we may try a guillotine door or something, but because I feel like we could probably build a couple out there.
I think we need to put one out in the woods
Yep.
Agreed.
on the property, like way back on the property line, so it's out of the way.
I mean, they're definitely there for sure.
We need we need a side by side, or things to be real dry.
Yeah, because it gets a little sticky back there, and that's no fun, So
Y'all just gonna shoot them in the trap if you catch a bunch of them, or are you gonna try to get them out live?
And shoot them.
shoot them in the face.
Right in the face.
Fish
Yeah.
and barrel.
A, we don't have a trailer for it, and B, it would be just like such a pain in the ass.
Yeah, what are we gonna do with them?
Yeah, take them to a processor and sell them.
No, we're gonna shoot them all. Maybe pull some back straps and hams until we get tired of doing that, and the rest of them get drug into the woods and turned into coyote bait.
Yeah, no kidding.
And then we'll hunt coyotes over that.
I am A-okay with letting pigs lay. A lot of
Yep.
people get all pissy about that.
No way. That's where my ethics get real lax. Real lax.
Area.
Especially when you see what kind of damage they've done to that place. It's
In every place. I mean,
exactly. Not
out
that
of-
it's centralized, but
out the Jefferson lease. Like, I've shot so many pigs that I know I hit. You get about a 20-yard walk with a beer in hand. If I don't see it, it lives there.
yeah,
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
No.
it's called recycling
Yeah.
back into the earth.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
if it doesn't fall dead where it stood when I shot at it, pretty much doesn't get pulled out.
If it doesn't rocket ship up.
Yeah.
I've gotten to where I go look for all mine just because I want to know that I killed it with my bow.
I was gonna say,
Like,
dude, you probably they got your arrow still stuck in them.
yeah, no kidding.
Be taking this back.
Our
I
buddy
made
Michael lost 3 or 4 arrows just sticking them in pigs. He was shooting an older bow, not getting any sort of pass through. So just running off, this arrow sticking out of it, flopping around.
I made a pretty badass arrow setup this year that I was planning to hunt elk with, but luckily it's like the perfect pig and deer arrow too. I'm ready to shoot that thing at some stuff.
Give us the details.
So it's basically you can either use an Easton Axis or a gold tip kinetic. It's the same arrow basically. So
I don't I've got gold tip kinetic chaos, the micros, you know.
That's what I've got. Yeah, that's what I've got, but I'm not using the gold tip insert system.
Good, because I hate it.
Yeah, I'm putting the iron wheel hidden insert inside of it, and then putting a iron wheel like footer on top of that with a 100-grain broadhead, and then I run the Easton knock in the back of the gold tip arrow. So like basically all the components to an Easton Axis are compatible to the kinetic chaos because they're basically the same exact arrow. So like I like the arrow shaft from gold tip, but I like all the components that Easton uses. So I'm just kind of making a Franken arrow.
I'll support that.
Yeah,
Because I hate the insert and outsert setup on those chaos, like garbage. I loathe it.
they break and bend and all sorts of stuff.
So what do you think, JT? Do you like micro diameter or just like regular sized arrows?
It's kind of depends on what you want to do with it, like what you're hunting.
Yeah.
Man, if I only hunted Texas for whitetail and pigs and stuff like that, like I would probably just set up a gold tip pro hunter with like a 50-grain insert, and I've killed more crap with just an old gold tip like XT hunter or gold tip pro hunter than probably any arrow made. Like I've shot crap with my recurve with them. I've killed a bunch of stuff with a compound with them. Like that's all I used to shoot growing up. The last 5 years or 6 years since I started hunting out west, I started shooting the smaller diameter stuff. And I did shoot like my elk and my antelope I killed with that Pierce arrow, which is like the super, super micro diameter one. But I don't like that insert system that they have, and you can't run a regular broadhead without running like that half in, half out system with that size arrow. And I don't want to run a deep 6. And so I went back to like that Easton Axis size, the 204 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And I think it's like the perfect in between. Like it's just a stout arrow. I mean, they're built like a freaking tank. I mean, you're not going to really break them. And if you run that hidden insert with a footer, I mean, it beefs up the front of your arrow. And yeah, that's what I've been running. But I mean, like I said, if I was shooting everything less than 50 yards, heck, I'd probably just shoot a pro hunter or something like that.
I shoot micro diameters as well. And this year, since it sounds like we will definitely be going hunting elk with a bow, I'm looking at some new arrows this year. Some Bloodsport evidences, 350 spine, and I got 120 grain broadhead. So thinking that'll do the business.
Yeah, man, there's so many guys now that get all eat up with like heavy front of center and, you know, big heavy arrows. I mean, I shoot a fairly heavy arrow, but I don't go any heavier than my arrow. Like I want to be in that 280 to 290 foot per second range. And I don't want to go any heavier than that because there's really no reason. Like, I mean,
I think the 400 grain arrows, 500 grain arrows.
Well, no, 400 is about the lowest I would go. I would say 450 to 475 is like perfect for me.
So what are you saying is too heavy?
I'm saying two heavies like 575, 600 grains. Like these guys that are putting 250 grains up in the front of their arrow, you know. The problem is a lot of them don't even know that when they do that, it weakens the spine of the arrow. So they may take like a 340 spine, which would be good for, you know, a 65-pound bow. But then you add 200 grains or 250 grains up front, it makes it more like a 400 spine or a 420 spine. And so then they're shooting a weak noodle arrow. And so that's going to affect penetration and the way your arrow flies. So it's kind of all a big science.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I just keep it simple. Shoot a 425 to 500 grain arrow, however heavy you can shoot between 280 and 290. And if everybody would just do that they're way better off. My opinion.
Your opinion's very educated. We respect it.
Oh yeah.
Well, and you can ask guys like Tim Gillingham and Levi Morgan, like two of the best archers in the world. And like they'll tell you the whole front of center thing's a bunch of bullshit. Like especially Tim. Like Tim is one of these he works for Gold Tip. And he's one of the smartest archers in the world when it comes to like talking about arrow setups. And he'll tell you that, you know, having heavy front of center is not going to make your arrow fly any better. And he's done the testing to prove it. So I want like 150-ish up front, 450 to 500 grain arrow, and I'm good to go.
Okay. Yeah. So that's close to what I'm setting up. You know.
What are your arrows weighing?
Right now they're 350 just bare.
That's
and
the
then
spine though. That's
the
not the
spine.
weight.
Oh, I'd have to look and see. But 350 spine with 125 grain broadhead and
What
Yeah,
arrow are they? I'll tell you.
blood sport evidence.
Blood sport evidence. Let's see.
How long are they? Actual shaft.
I've got to actually go get them cut down because they're too long right now. So I've got to go. I think I'm going to go to On Target Archery and get them to cut them down a little bit for me, and then I can put the outsert in or on.
I thought I was going to be able to tell you, but my internet sucks. Hold on, let's see. It's pulling up. So let's see, a 350 spine. Maybe it's working. Oh, son of a gun, it's not working.
I'd have to go and get them if we. Maybe they're 300. I don't
No,
know.
I'm just trying to see what the, it's not letting me scroll up and down. I'm just trying to see the specs on them. Let's see. Lancaster will tell us.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. It says 300, but
Here we go, specs. Oh, right there. So a 350 is 10.2 grains per inch.
okay.
How long do you usually cut your arrows?
I think I'm about a 28-inch draw, 27-inch. Is that about right?
Mike,
Probably about 28.
I haven't set my bow up in it's just, been 3 years since I set it up, so I forget. It's just
That's
here
probably
now, so
28's about right for you.
probably 28, yeah.
So you're at 295 without any knock or veins or anything. So
Okay.
we'll
I've got
just say 120 grains for your point and everything plus 6 plus 6 plus 6.
He's running 120 grain broadhead plus inserts, outserts, knock,
Yeah.
veins.
So you're going to be 450-ish.
Yeah.
No, I'm running 125s. So I'm using
Yeah.
these hangers for the elk.
You'll be somewhere right around 450, 460. So that's about perfect.
When you went on your elk trip, Austin, did you use the bone broadheads?
I mean, I carried them around the woods with me, yes.
Well, that was what you were going to use.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I thought something a little bit bigger would maybe serve me better, but I don't
The
know.
bones are 125s.
Yeah. Are these
Pretty sure.
I think these are only 100 grain. 'Cause I just have the
Oh, showing me. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad you showed me that.
Looks like a 125 to me.
Yeah,
I
totally.
mean, about 125, yeah. So
They're the same weight, champ.
they are.
I think
Yeah,
on my
remember when you bought those stingers and you were so hot to trot? We told you they're the same weight broadhead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
JT, what do you think would be better?
I'd shoot the stinger between those two. Just because I've killed a bunch of crap with a stinger.
Now, I did heart shoot and kill a doe, no problem with these bone broadheads, which I think are great. I just wanted to step up a little bit wider cutting diameter.
What's
For
the difference?
what's the difference?
A 16th of an inch?
I mean, there's not much, but
So your logic is flawed. You wanted to buy a new toy, and that's fine.
well, so
But
I
just
think
say I wanted to buy a new toy.
this 4-blade will cut a little bit better than this bevel.
I just can't get a single bevel sharp.
I got mine pretty. I mean, I shot a pig with one of them. I mean, I just took a little real fine file and it's kind of just really.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sharp enough that heavy stick, with 300 feet per second behind it, it's gonna punch through.
Yeah. I shot when I killed my bull, I think I was only shooting like a 430 grain arrow. And I shot him at 38 yards and my arrow blew completely through him, no problem.
Mhm.
So I think guys get a little bit too
I agree.
too wrapped up in stuff. In my opinion, the most important part is your broadhead and the components holding your arrow together. Because I've seen more arrows fail at like one of those insert-outsert systems, or because like the broadhead ferrule bends. Like that's when you have a catastrophic failure with an arrow. Because it's kind of like a bumper on a race car. Like they make them to kind of crumble, just because that takes out all their speed and all their kinetic energy. Well, a broadhead or a component on your arrow, if it fails and it bends, it does that same thing. It takes all the energy out of the arrow, like immediately.
Yep.
And so that's why I think that's the reason I like the hidden insert so much with that footer is, you're not going to break the sidewall out of an arrow with one of those things. And that's the trouble I had. So I killed my elk and antelope and then a whitetail with those Pierce arrows. And then last year I shot a couple of pigs, like bigger pigs, with a mechanical. And I killed both of the pigs, but both arrows, I shot them right in the center of the shoulder with one of those big trap hands. And I got maybe 5 inches of penetration, but it was like right into the heart. So it killed both of them. But when they took a step, that insert outsert system broke off. So like half the insert was still in my arrow, but the aluminum part of that insert just broke off right there. And so that's when I decided I probably shouldn't shoot those.
Yeah.
I think people overthink their setups for whitetail in Texas exponentially.
Oh yeah.
Bro, you're shooting at 30 yards. Just pick something and stick it in a deer.
Yeah. Especially that's what there's this guy, I don't know if y'all have seen him on YouTube, but he's called the Ranch Fairy or something. And he has this YouTube channel and it surprises me because he has a bunch of followers, like 15, 20,000 followers. But he's one of those guys preaching like the 600, 700 grain arrow. And you see all these pictures that guy, like all his pictures he shows in his video, like from his fans of like, oh my God, look how good the penetration I got was, or like little whitetail in Texas. And it's like, bro, are we really talking about how good a penetration we got on a whitetail?
Yeah, like that was 100-pound deer.
Yeah, is that really what we're using as the benchmark to, oh, I got good penetration?
Yeah, it's not like it's a pig where that could be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's like half of them are like, you know, the arrow blows through the spine or something. Well, you probably wouldn't have hit it in the spine if you weren't shooting a 220 foot a second compound. Like, the deer can move a little bit quicker when your bow's going that slow.
Yeah. Oh, why would you even want something like that? Just because there's so much kinetic energy behind it, and
That's the idea.
Yeah, that's the idea, but you can't pass through further a deer. Like once you pass through one, you can't get any better
I can't
penetration.
pull over any further.
it's over.
Yeah.
Pull all the way over.
It's like
Come on.
that.
Oh, I got
I
you.
actually watched it today.
Yes.
But like that's one problem I have with the Ashby tests is so they're in Africa and they're shooting all these setups to see what gets the best penetration. But what a lot of people don't know is they literally had to stop shooting compounds because they were just blowing through everything. And so in order to get their test to where they could study it, they had to start shooting like a lightweight recurve so that they wouldn't get a pass through. So like all the Ashby results are based off of them purposely not getting pass throughs on animals. And so I can't take it serious.
Yeah, that's
Knowing that.
to me.
Yeah, for sure. Like you changed the idea of the actual hunt or the actual test, you know?
Yeah. It's like, okay, I want shit to pass through, but oh, this passed through and I can't measure it. So let's make it not pass through. It's like
Yeah.
all I know is I know a lot of bow hunters. I know a lot of successful bow hunters, and I don't know any of them that shoot more than 500 grain arrow. Maybe every once in a while, like if they've got a real long draw length or they shoot heavy poundage, you know, maybe go to 550, but they like to stay in that 280 to 300 range, you know, on the speed. And
Yeah,
so,
like my wife's uncle's a giant human. I think his draw length is like 34 or something. Like he's 6'4", and he's just a big guy. So by default, his arrows are pretty heavy.
yeah, but by having that draw length, you're also gaining the speed too, so you can
Exactly.
shoot a heavier arrow.
So that's a little different. I mean, he's not throwing, you know, 100 grain insert up front in addition to a 200 grain broadhead.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think that just the rule of thumb I use is go the heaviest you can while still, you know, being over 280 to 290, somewhere in there. If you're only shooting a mechanical, I mean, you could push 300 if you wanted, but I still think a bow tunes better, you know, between that 280 to 290.
Yeah.
And I can get a fixed blade at 280 to tune really well. So that's kind of what I shoot for. But I don't know, that Ranch Fairy guy, his videos are weird. It's just him talking and then showing pictures of deer shot with like 700 grain arrows. I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
I don't get it. You have to
Use a bow fishing rig?
Yeah. Be a solid bow fishing rig.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, who's a fiberglass arrow? You know, a bow fishing setup.
Yeah, no kidding.
Did you get?
Because I need to pull them back in.
Reeling in a deer.
Yes, that would be awesome.
100-pound braids, dragging it into the tree stand.
Just hold on. Well, you go for a ride in your saddle, wouldn't you?
Do y'all remember those things way back in the day that like Dan Fitzgerald and them guys would use? It was the string tracker, and you put that string on the end of your arrow, and it had a spool, and it was like dental floss, kind of like it was made out of a dental floss like material, and you would literally wrap it around your broadhead and then screw your broadhead in, and then when you'd shoot, it would just go with your arrow, and then the animal would just pull your string until it died. and then it would just stop, and you just follow your string to the animal.
No.
And I shot a pig with that one time up like right next to Hagerman Refuge. And I shot this big pig. It's still probably either the biggest or second biggest pig I've ever shot. It was a big sow. And I shot her about 100 yards from the Hagerman fence on some land I was hunting. And it ran off, and my string was just a going and going. And then my string stopped. And I was like, all right, maybe it's dead. And then like 2 minutes later, my string starts just going again. And I'm like, oh no. And so I get out and I go look, and there were cows in the pasture, and the cows had my string all tangled up in their feet.
Oh, nice.
And so the cows were pulling my string out. And so I ended up having to call the game warden. And once I got past where the cows were, like by the Hagerman fence, like my string wasn't moving anymore. So I ended up having to call the game warden, and we went and got my pig off Hagerman. But yeah, that was like, it was one of those weird things. So it's like my string had stopped and I thought it was dead, but then like the cows start running around. It's like, oh, I thought it was the pig had gotten back up and was still going.
I got this mental picture of like a thing of dental floss, like duct taped to the bow, like actual dental floss.
Let
Yeah.
me see if I can find a picture of this thing, and I'll
I was
try
gonna
to
say, how much
screen share.
string would be attached to it? Like,
Oh, it was. Let me see.
Gotta be a lot.
Archery string tracker.
speaking of string, are you did you get your blowgun set up?
No.
I thought you were going to Shields.
Huh?
I thought you were going to pick it up.
I got it picked up. I didn't do anything with it.
Oh, that's what I was asking you. If you just picked it up, and
No, I
got
think it's set up.
Pizza.
No, it's laying on the couch.
it. Pizza.
I had
Yes,
a pizza
Jordan.
and drank 6
pizza.
beers and went to sleep.
Oh, dude, here
Sounds
it
like a
is.
fun Sunday.
A game tracker model 2500. Hold on, let's
Gotta
see.
You got to share your screen now.
All right, hold on. Let me find how to do that. Zoom, screen share, desktop. I've never used this thing.
I use it every day.
You're doing fantastic so far.
Well, it's like wanting me to go to preferences and stuff. Crap.
Nah, don't do that shit.
You shouldn't have to. You should just go screen share and just whatever.
Pick whatever
Let
screen.
me try that. Nope, it's saying open system preferences, security, and privacy. Ah, crap.
Nah.
Well, just Google the. Hold on, I'll tell you what to Google.
I was gonna say, or copy and paste the link into the chat window, and we'll share it from another screen because I can share it from mine.
Okay,
Tell me what to put in right now.
hold on. I gotta get it. Game Tracker Model 2500 Professional Tracking Unit. This will show you how long I've been shooting a stinking bow because this thing is old as dirt.
Oh yeah.
Well, if somebody's looking at it, share your screen.
I'm looking for a.
Yeah.
It screws into your stabilizer holes.
So it actually attaches to your bow.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there it is right there. You can still buy them. Nice.
Wow.
That sounds like a
Yep,
nightmare.
there it is.
Yes. How
I'm-
hard is it to wind that back up?
You don't.
Oh, it's a single shot type deal. Huh?
Yeah, it's
You
a
cut it
single.
loose and start over.
Yeah, you cut it off and start over. You definitely don't wind it.
Oh no. Heavens no.
I mean, I feel like somebody was like smoking weed and was like, what if we tied a string to the arrow with like a really long string? And
Hey, it works, man. It does.
oh, I mean, it looks like it.
You just follow the string and the animal's at the end of it.
Yeah, that's some East Texas nonsense right there. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
I'm
Austin
trying to
wouldn't
think. I know of
I
at
wouldn't
least
shoot it without braid on it.
I know of at least 2 pigs I shot with that on my bow one time, and then I think a deer also.
Well,
I mean, looking back, it's definitely silly. Like, I kind of want to order one and just make a YouTube video with it, though.
30-pound test white line.
You
Doesn't
want,
say how much line it comes with that I see.
it's made in the U.S., man. It's got to be good.
Sunday.
I don't know.
The old
Walmart.
USA.
I'll tell you, going around Walmart today, every time I go into that place, I lose more and more faith in humanity. It's just the amount of people I see running around with masks on that are only covering their mouths is staggering.
Oh, yeah, there's a guy where I ran in Winco over off Josie today because I was at Shields. And I didn't realize that was Dallas County, so I mean, you're supposed to be wearing a mask now, and I wasn't the only one not. But
No.
how, like, there was people who were wearing them on their chins, like,
Yeah.
like just right there,
The
Like-
best one so far
like
is someone.
this was their mask.
Best one
like-
so far is someone wearing a
Bro,
mask
I got a mask on.
with gloves, and they're touching everything, and they reach underneath their mask and itch their nose with their gloves, and they put their mask back on, scratch their eye, and then touch a bunch of shit. That's- You've just completely lost the whole point of having a mask on, bro.
My wife lost her shit today. She was just like, this is clearly a bunch of bullshit. Like, I was like, oh, so you've joined the Austin side of the argument. She's like, nobody knows anybody who even has this. Like,
Thank you. I know somebody who died of it. 2 people, actually. And my statement doesn't change. This is nonsense.
so you do know somebody who had it.
2 people who've died of it.
Oh, man. So,
What else did they have besides the?
Exactly.
Did they have AIDS?
I don't know. I mean, I can't do this today.
It's getting Austin spun up on all this stuff.
No, I'll play Austin today, and Austin, you play Michael. It'll be fun that way. It'll give you a new perspective of the argument. You have to argument for coronavirus.
No. That's what he wasn't arguing that. He was arguing that less lives, less deaths have occurred from this during a normal flu season, but it's okay for the economy to be shut down and 22 million people, which is the number now, to be unemployed. That's okay because 0.02% of the population has died of this.
No, I don't think that math's right. 0.02 is right.
The number doesn't matter. In the big picture, the number of people who are going to die is a rounding error.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
not
over
existent.
this.
It doesn't matter.
The only thing that I've enjoyed is being able to not put shoes on at work. That's it.
Shoes. I thought you were going to say pants.
I have a pair of shorts, and that's just my work uniform these days.
Work shorts.
Work shorts, no shoes, and just eat way too much. I mean, it's ridiculous. Finally just had to stop buying, because when this thing happened, Tracy and I were at the store, and she's like, well, let's just get a bunch of little Debbie's. And I was like, yeah. So we got a ton of oatmeal cream pies and Twinkies and fudge brownies and all kinds of shit. And it's just like, this has got to stop. This has got to stop. And I started eating about 11 o'clock and just don't stop. Just
My
one
wife
little
bought
snack
this,
after another.
perfect timing for my wife to buy that.
Is that a Peloton?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Get on there and
She
bike it.
she bought that bike a month before this whole thing started. And of course, all the gyms closed and everything. So we've been doing that thing. I rode
Good
it
for you.
today.
You're a better human than us.
I'm pretty inconsistent though. I do it every third day. I'll do it.
Morning.
Every
Russell
3
been
days.
doing. Jordan's still an actual human.
Yeah.
Me and Abe are, I don't even know what. We're showing the effects of being
Yeah.
shut in. This is what the world. This is idiocracy.
2 weeks ago, I just went off the grid for a week. just didn't respond and just
He quit texting. And
I just-
his excuse is always like, sorry, boys, I was watching TV. Like, what? What?
I'm watching TV, and it's just like I'm not checking my phone because it's
And
like
then he'd be like, sorry, I watched TV for the last 7 hours. Like, straight?
Did
That
you
is
binge
not
watch the
healthy.
whole? Did you binge watch the whole thing of Tiger King?
oh, I've seen that. I've watched every single season of Alone. That's 6 seasons in about 2 days, 3 days.
We started a new show last night on Netflix. It's like called Too Hot to Touch, or I don't know. It's one of them weird dating shows, but they lock all these like Instagram people and like serial daters, I guess you'd call them. You know, they're all about like Tinder and hooking up, and so like the girls are basically sluts, and the guys just hook up with all these random girls. And so they put them all on an island at this like fancy resort, and all these people think they're just going there for like a big orgy. But then they tell them you're not allowed to have sex, and there's like $100,000 prize at the end. And anytime any like sexual anything happens, they take money away from their $100,000. It's pretty funny, actually.
Race.
It's just basically a bunch of horny people that can't have sex. That's literally the show.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Netflix. They're stepping their game up for this pandemic. They've got some shows.
To be made, brother. Money to be made.
Yeah. I mean,
Dude,
so we've got like Nest thermostats and Nest cameras and stuff. They throttled back all your maximum settings on your Nest cameras now. Nest has throttled them nationwide back to normal resolution. I kept mine set at high because there's so much internet traffic right now to help the load.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's crazy.
yeah, the Netflix commercials are sound super happy about this. They're like, hey, everybody, stay inside. Like, don't leave your house. Like, remember, keep on watching that YouTube.
They stopped doing the "Are you still there?" They've turned the "Are you still there?" feature
Like,
off.
bro, we know you're there.
I have not tested that one, but thanks for letting me know. I hate that
You're right.
function.
It'll just keep going.
That's funny.
You would know.
Oh, yeah. I've been watching Hulu, Netflix, Amazon Prime, YouTube. Yeah, it's been bad. It's been
I started
pretty bad.
playing Call of Duty again.
Yeah,
Warzone's free. You don't have to pay for it. And it's really fun, but I am so bad at it.
yeah.
I
I
spent
started playing Skyrim again.
I spent 3 weeks playing Call of Duty, like where you're on a team of 3 or 4. But I didn't realize that I had my thing set to like not fill my team, and so it was just me playing everyone else, and I didn't have a team. And I kept wondering why I kept losing so bad.
Rocked.
Want to play with me?
Yeah, I was like, why am I the only person on my team? And I went 3 weeks before I realized this. Like,
Nice.
finally got it figured out, though. I have teams now. I still have my best place is 4th so far. I haven't won one yet.
Well,
Buddy, I believe in you.
you got
Lofty
this.
aspirations, my friend, but I think you
Yeah.
can pull it off.
What are you just making potions and shit, Austin, or becoming a level 3
Killed 2
warlock?
dragons and bought a house to put all my debris in.
Oh yeah.
I'm a hoarder on Skyrim so bad. Everything, I'm like, take it, just take it all.
Nah, I like your style.
Me too. That mustache, I bet you do take it. Yeah.
With constant eye contact.
Yes. Power missionary.
Whoa,
It's aggressive.
that is aggressive.
Uh,
You know what I'm sad about this whole Netflix thing with like them releasing Tiger King? I'm sad that I never went to the zoo. 'Cause I've seen the sign a million times. Right up there in Oklahoma.
Yep.
Like I've passed the sign a whole bunch of times. but I just never had the desire to go. But if I'd have known Joe was there, I'd have went just to see that shit show in person.
Man, can you
Yeah.
imagine? So this begs the question, there's got to be other shit shows out there, and we just need to find them and go visit them.
Yeah, for sure.
You know? Like, I feel like I want to go see, like, a guy put his head in a crocodile's mouth or an alligator's mouth. You know?
Those people are out there for sure.
Hang out of his mouth.
You're going to
Yeah.
Louisiana in a few days.
No, I'm not. It's illegal to go to Louisiana.
Is it?
I'm going to the East Texas border
Oh.
and will not cross.
Is it really illegal?
I think you have to go into a mandatory quarantine afterwards.
It's like 14 days.
I know they were stopping people I heard they had the highway patrol on the highways when you're coming back in.
Yeah,
Just make sure you have your papers. When the Gestapo stop you, they'll ask for your papers. You show them your papers and your little pin on star.
my number,
You are.
a little yellow star.
Soon.
What if they won't let you come back?
Oh, they're gonna let me come back.
Are they?
I'm gonna probe the Texas border until I find an entrance in. Smokey and the Bandit style.
You'll just have to drive up north and up and into Oklahoma and then like make a big loop.
Exactly. If I have to drive up to Arkansas, through Oklahoma, and back down through Amarillo, I'll do that.
I bet you wouldn't have to go all the way to Amarillo. I think you could probably just go to like
Yeah.
75.
Texarkana. That would suck, though. I'm
Dude,
gonna
what would
see
get
what
me
it's
started
like
on the
going
nonsense
across on
you-
Friday.
You can't drive 20 minutes to hang out with us, but it's okay for you to drive to another state right now.
What would suck is all those people that like flew to New Zealand to go hunting and then just get locked down. Like, that would suck.
I wonder what do you do? I mean, if you're like, if you flew there and now you can't get back, you just having to buy a hotel, like pay for a hotel room?
I don't know. There was a guy who I have done a podcast with before named John Stallone or something like that. He's from Arizona, and he was like in Argentina when all this crap happened. He was there for like 18 days
Before you got back?
before he was able to like get on a private chartered flight that like a bunch of other Americans were on, like to get back. And then they flew to Miami. Then he had to fly from Miami back to Arizona, but he was there for like a long ass time. And I think somewhere in one of his Facebook posts, he said it was costing him $500 a day or something.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's that hurts.
Yeah.
Got the Trump bucks.
Got that Trump bucks.
Them Trump bucks. What are you getting yours caliber in?
Yeah. JT, what's your stimulus check being chambered in?
Probably not. I got to pay for school, so
Yeah,
it's just gonna go towards that.
school. Yeah.
Yeah.
Best way to double your money is fold it in half, put it in your back pocket.
Luckily, they went off 2018, and
Pew, 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 pew.
that was when Emily was in school. So we got like the full stimulus check.
Nice.
Yeah, plus the 2 kids. So
The only thing about kids that I miss.
$3,400 or something like that.
Tax rebate too.
Nice. Well, I'm just ready to. I need to stop eating and start working out, so that I can get in shape for Colorado. 'Cause it's the end of April. It's almost hunt season again. You know, you
Yep.
think about it, it'll be here pretty quick.
Why do you think I started my duck research?
Pretty quick. So what I want to go to Cedar Creek, not Cedar Creek. What's the one that you won't go out there because of alligators, Austin?
Caddo.
Caddo.
No, I'll go there. I just said I'm not hunting there.
I want to go there and hunt ducks there. I want to see what it's like on the border.
I mean, I'll hunt them out of a boat, but we're going to drive the boat over to pick up every duck.
Yeah. But it'll be cold. They'll be fine. It'll be fine. Those alligators aren't going to be moving. Just wear snake
Right.
boots.
Go ahead and change your name to Stumpy right now.
Aren't reptiles cold-blooded? Them things, if you're going duck hunting when it's real cold, they ain't gonna be freaking in the water.
See?
Not worth it.
See?
Besides, if you got your dog, he'll be the one getting ate, not you.
Yeah. Abe doesn't have a dog, so he's not concerned. He doesn't care about his legs.
I have 3
He's
dogs, thank you very much.
Trying for diabetes right now is his hardest. He don't care about his feet.
Trying to change the narrative. Exactly. Get diabetes.
Yeah.
They take
Hey.
both of them or just the left one?
Whatever you want, probably.
Hey, that shit's real, man. My dad just had to have one toe taken off.
My
Oh,
mom's got it, and I'm
Jesus.
surprised she hasn't.
Yeah.
She's
My
not.
dad's foot looks like a ninja turtle now because he's missing his like toe next to his big toe. So it's just like the big toe and then a big gap before his third toe.
Nice. He's like he's got Spock feet.
Spock feet.
I still floored that you know 2 people who died of coronavirus, Austin. I need you to tell me who they are. Not on here.
An ex coworker of mine who is the mayor of Trophy Club Stone. Trophy Club mayor and his wife, I think, have recovered from it. They both got it. And then my buddy in Amarillo, his cousin died from it.
Jesus.
Does that change my stance on this? 100% no.
Okay.
Okay. That's the best answer right now. Because I don't have the energy. I'm full of pizza and beer. I don't have the energy to yell.
I can tell.
Mm-mm.
Really quick.
Legos are dumb and whiskey's overrated.
So
What?
here's a question. Hey, while we're on this topic, so with the numbers not being what they tried to tell us they were going to be, and with the cases going down, how much longer do you think that they can keep us like this
Exactly.
when we're already starting to have people? Now,
Civil
Texas, I
unrest
think
at the beginning.
Texas will be fine because they're talking about opening up and they're making steps towards opening up. But some of these more liberal states, where like I saw a big rally in California, they're getting pissed. Like
Michigan,
I think
Lansing.
Illinois is getting pissed.
That big road blockage rally in Lansing the other day.
Yeah. So how
Civil
long? How
unrest has
much?
begun, and the lawsuits that will stem from this are going to be endless.
Yeah, endless.
It's going to be awesome.
Man, talk about our debt that we have as a country. That may just be kind of wiped away when we're done with China through this whole thing.
That may be the only positive that comes out of it. They're just like, all right, we're square.
Yeah, we're square. You know all
Square.
those trillions that we owe you. Yeah, we're not going to pay that.
Yeah, sorry, your
Fight me.
laboratory disease got out and you lied for months and didn't tell anybody. Thanks for the cash, bro.
Do you think it was a biological that got out?
Man, I don't know. There's so many yes and no's. There is, an infectious disease laboratory in Wuhan.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound too Dale Gribbly. I think I
Dude,
think it's very possible, but I
I
don't.
think that it for sure came out of the laboratory, whether it was purposely let out
Yeah.
or it was an accident. That I have no clue.
Exactly. And it's like the way soap can break it up and kill it so easily, but it doesn't start reacting until it hits the aminos in your body or something. I
The amino
talked about this
acids
with
or whatever?
somebody. It just seems really, really engineered. I don't
Yeah.
know.
You've seen that meme that's like, there's no vaccine for this, but soap and hot water kills it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have
Dude,
you noticed? Did you, when you guys went to Buc-ee's, have you washed your hands? I feel like the water temperature at Buc-ee's has definitely gotten hotter since all of this started.
I've always thought Buc-ee's was pretty hot water anyways.
You remember it being hot water?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I don't. I thought it was just cold.
If you wash your hands long enough, it gets hot. If you just kind of, all right.
No, I mean, it was noticeably hot right from the very beginning when I was in
Because
there the other day.
Because it's got hot water in the pipes because people are actually washing their hands now versus just like run around after fingering their dongers.
That is
Yeah.
one thing that's really bothered me about this whole thing is how many people are like, "What do you mean we need to wash our hands? Like, how
What?
do you wash your hands again? Do I just slap them together? Like,
Yeah, like Abe talking about the cold water. Were you just like karate chopping the water stream like a 12-year-old? Yeah.
like the
No,
pop,
I mean, I just wash my hands like normal.
water, rub your hands together and grab a towel and walk out of the bathroom. Like, I totally just washed
Yeah,
my
not a towel even, just like, we're square.
walk out of the shitter, toilet paper hanging up your foot, like, all right, I'm good, guys.
I mean, I definitely wash my hands. I don't think I wash my hands for like 20 seconds.
Agreed.
You know,
I mean, I'll tell you back in the past, like not every time I've washed my hands. Like I know how to wash my hands good, but
Yeah.
there's been a few times, like after I just took a piss or something, where you like go to wash your hands, but you just kind of do it more for the
Presentation.
fact that you
Presentation.
washed your hands,
Yeah.
like so that people don't think that you're a
Yep,
completely trashy person.
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like that. Everybody's done that, like bars and stuff like that. Like you
Just
walk
give the old splish splash.
a little bit like that. 'Cause, like you only touch, like you don't need your whole hand. Like you'll dig in the whole thing. And
Yeah, like, I didn't palm my balls when I tried to take a pee.
Usually that style hand washing is reserved for those places that your hands may get dirtier by actually touching the stuff to wash your hands
That's what
Exactly.
I'm saying.
than by not washing your hands.
Some of these punk rock venues Jordan and I've been to, I ain't washing my hands. My
I
donger
did
is cleaner than that bathroom for
Definitely.
sure.
Definitely been in some
No
bathrooms like that. That you're
That's-
like, no.
I just roll with the butter style. I just pull my pants underwear all the way down to my ankle, and then hold my shirt up as far as I can, and just kind of wiggle till I aim.
Oh God.
Oh god, dude! I have a buddy that, like, when I graduated college back in the day, when we go out to bars, he would go pee like that in the bathroom just to see if it freaked people out. Just pants in his ankle.
The answer is it freaks people out. Trust me.
It's
Oh, look
the
at
weirdest thing. I recently saw a guy at a basketball game doing that, and he was not being funny. It was just the way he went to the bathroom, and you're like a 65-year-old man, and you're just pants around your ankles at the urinal.
dude, that's amazing. 65 years old.
I was just like, what are you doing? You know, like, that doesn't make any sense.
Don't you tell me how I live my life.
Exactly.
Could you imagine if like that was like a joke between you and buddies, and you committed to it long enough that you get 65 and you're still doing it?
Taking a picture. Go to the bathroom. Taking it, you boys.
That would take some determination there and commitment. Yeah.
Stormwater Creek, hook and arrow, bet.
Who can last the longest?
Who can last the longest?
Do it at like an old school rodeo where it's like the trough.
Oh,
Chuck them down.
yes.
I just stare the guy next to you's eyes.
Yeah. Oh,
Hey,
I can't finish unless you look me in the eyes.
say man, you come here often?
Oh, good Lord.
Come here often.
That's watch.
I see what you did there.
Oh,
All
man.
right. Well,
Yeah, that would be.
pants around the ankles bet.
I don't think you should call it that.
Phrasing. Are we not using phrasing anymore?
Oh, man.
Pants around the ankles, comma. I don't know. I tried. Didn't work. Sometimes they do. It does. Sometimes it doesn't.
I know she picked up a pencil, or you got to try to do the Letterman thing. Well,
No. But I'm over the shit. I'm ready to
Me
be
too.
back at it full time. Put shoes on and get out there. I mean, had this been duck season, I mean,
They're poor wildlife.
can you imagine
The
Oh, yeah.
number of
Could
duck-
you imagine if it would have been whitetail season or duck season?
the
Just-
amount of people would be like, "You're not keeping me inside.
Yeah,
I'm going out."
I'm going deer hunting.
I would live on the boat ramp.
Yeah, just set up a tent, live there. Come in, cook some dinner, take a nap, log
Work
on.
the computer for a little bit.
Yeah.
I
Then
think
go.
the crappiest part through this whole thing is like Idaho shut down their non-resident licenses and stuff.
Yep.
So did like Nebraska or something for turkeys.
That'll be a big hit.
Yeah, that's wild.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Yep.
You know, I think we're going to be done with this in about 30 days. Everybody
too.
will be coming back to normal.
We better be. We're supposed to go to Canada to walleye fish in June, and by God, we don't get to go.
They already messed with our flight to Cayman.
Yeah, but still,
Bullshit.
we're still going.
Yeah.
It's just the flight's been modified.
When's that?
July.
July.
I think it'll be back to normal in July.
I do too.
I
I
think
think
we got a 50-50 shot for June. July, I think we're probably okay.
Yeah.
And we're
Now,
going
I
to
did-
party so hard to make up for this.
I did buy round trip tickets to New York for my wife and I nonstop for $230.
Nice. To
For
the
when?
city?
September.
Oh,
So
We had a Vegas trip like the second weekend in May. We had to cancel that because the Lady Gaga show got canceled and all that stuff. So
So you're not going to Lady Gaga anymore?
no, not going anymore.
Dude, my sister, I sent a picture to everybody on our group text for Stormwater Creek. My sister lives in Vegas and she was out, she's a runner, and she went and ran down the strip and took pictures. And there is like, it is vacant.
Yeah, it's weird, man.
It is so creepy because there's like, she took pictures of the street. There's nobody driving down the street. There was nobody, like she was on the over bridges that run over the actual road down the strip and took a picture down that. And no one on the sidewalks, nothing, man.
end of days, bro.
Yeah, it was super creepy.
I didn't really
Somebody needed to go film a movie in Vegas while this was going on. Like while the strip's empty, they could film a badass like Ocean 75 or something.
yeah.
Yes, I'd definitely watch that.
Abe, you would watch anything at this point. We
Literally will watch anything. If it's a history piece, I'm in on it.
He's already gone so far where 2 Girls, 1 Cup is the only thing that he can really watch anymore to get off.
No,
I've seen it all. I've seen it
pudding
times. I just need
doesn't
something.
even do anything for me.
I need to
Oh,
wash my
Lord.
hands, speaking of which.
Change my mind.
Just don't touch your eyes.
I'm pretty sure I've touched my face a million times doing this
Oh, no,
podcast.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like I just sit here with my hands on my face. So
Yep. 100%. 100%. So,
oh well.
well, boys, it's been pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good seeing JP again.
Yeah.
Yes.
This made it worth it too because we can actually see you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
when this
hoping
is all
that
over,
we actually get to go hunting together this year. This is like 2 years in a row that we've tried to do like a public land hunt together, and like every year it never happens.
Mhm.
we gotta
That
try to
one
do
you were
that.
talking about where you can kayak or hike in, remember?
Mm-hmm.
That one I really want to try to do this year because we can run our surface drive up there and take all our gear and people.
It's in like February, I think,
All right.
and it's like you can't bring any food.
Yeah.
All you're allowed to bring is
Oh.
water and alcohol. And then everybody goes and fishes and hunts, and somebody usually kills a pig, catches catfish, stuff like that.
We're in for this.
Yep.
February's perfect.
They have like 60 guys that go do it or something, though. It's
Wow.
like crazy. Yeah, it's big.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I've never done it. Everybody seems to have fun, but
I want to go to Arizona. Let me
I'm
tag along with you on that.
either going to do Arizona or Sheep Show. I haven't decided. One or the two.
Sheep show would be cool.
I had Sheep Show booked this year and then had to cancel right at the end.
I remember you saying that.
My wife and I'd convinced my wife she was going to go.
Well, I just had all my buddies that were supposed to go with me like canceled.
Yeah.
I had like two different buddies that were going to go, and then you said you might go.
Yep.
And then like my buddy from Canada, he was like, "Hey, I can't go." And then my other buddy went to Vegas 2 weeks before and lost like $8,000 with taking this girlfriend that he was dating. And so he was like, "Hey, I don't think I'm going to go with you to Reno." And I was like, "Okay, shit."
I'm in the poorhouse right now. I'm going to have to start Ubering to pay bills.
Yeah, and then she broke up with him like that next week. It's like, oh.
Bad luck.
In the words of Kanye West.
I ain't
Yeah,
saying
gold
you
digger.
gold digger.
Yeah, he was running bad both in Vegas and when he got home, apparently.
Oof. It's not good. It's not good. Well, for sure. We definitely have to get out and hunt this year. We will definitely go out on some ducks. We will definitely do some public land hunting. I'd like to try to do the public land challenge. I think that would be a lot of fun.
I do too. I think that would be fun.
So
And film it all.
one weekend, first to get a deer down wins. The rest of us have to pee with our pants around our ankles for a year.
For 25 years.
For 25 years. Yeah, you can always stop when you're older than 60.
What if I've done that?
You're already doing that?
Yeah.
You're good. You're putting your time in, though, now, so you can back off to like 58. And you don't pee like that.
He
Changed
has.
my mind. Changed my mind.
You sick puppy. Watch me pee.
Pandemic rules. There are no rules.
Pandemic rules. There are no rules. Oh. All right. Well, it's fun hanging out with you boys again. It's Sunday, I think. I'm not even sure.
Doesn't matter.
It's
Work. I'm
I
about
wake
to
up and do the same thing every day. Come and sit at this computer and just watch TV.
Yeah. That is one weird thing, how like days just kind of run together through this whole thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, guys, thanks for having me on.
No doubt.
We will definitely have to go hunting together.
Yeah.
We'll make this happen for sure. So,
work.
all right, guys.
Bye.
See you later, man.
Have a good one.
Bye, guys.